that has two female characters falling in love with each other and has caused a lot of parents to be upset that their kids ended up watching this without them knowing.
We all need to cancel Netflix because I'm gonna keep it real.
Thousands of people are now canceling their Netflix subscriptions after they started seeing some of the content that they were sneaking into children's shows.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Wow. Jurassic World, guys, protect the kids.
Now, most recently, there is a show about Jurassic Park and Jurassic World on Netflix that has two female characters falling in love with each other and has caused a lot of parents to be upset that their kids ended up watching this without them knowing. And across social media, people are answering by actively canceling their Netflix subscriptions. Some people, like this one here, show that they've been subscribed since 2009, and now they've gone ahead and canceled their subscription to Netflix, all because these shows. Another show today was created by somebody who celebrated the ending of Charlie Kirk, and that caused a lot of other people to go on and cancel their subscription. And in the other please specify section, they said because of the trans ideology and the ending of Charlie Kirk being celebrated by this director. Now, other people who are in support of this say this is just representation and not propaganda, and parents should do a better job of watching over their kids to make sure they know exactly what they're watching. But other people who are actively against this type of content are saying they should not have to police what their children are watching when they're on a company like Netflix. They trust that Netflix is showing things that they deem appropriate for their children to watch. So I ask you guys, what do you think Netflix should and shouldn't be allowed to show when it comes to kids shows and movies?
I understand believing that Netflix, because Netflix is such a reputable company, you don't feel like you should monitor what your kids is watching. But I don't think you should put trust in any company, any network to show your kids what you would want them to see. Like, there's always going to be something in the show that you're not going to be completely comfortable with. But you know what I'm starting to peep? Now, I mean, and to all my LGBTQ plus people that follow me or whatever, shout out to y'all. I have nothing against y'all. This is not against y'all. It's something that I've been questioning as me and my wife, you know, we watch like Tyler Perry shows. And, you know, now I'm seeing this stuff in these cartoons. I'm starting to see more gay relationships than I'm seeing straight relationships. And it doesn't feel like it's for the cause of making gay people feel comfortable about being gay, or making a kid that feels like, oh, you know, I might like a little boy and I'm a little boy. I don't think it's about that. It feels like y'all are trying to push something, because now it's almost as if the balance is imbalanced, to the point where straight relationships on TV is going to start feeling weird. And my question is, what is the purpose of that? What is the overall scheme, the overall goal? Like, why does this have to be on these shows?
Of course. Morgan, can you switch,
Nightshade's pronouns are they, them.
He or she just doesn't fit who I am. My apologies. Please switch their piece. Now, the plan.
Could that scene not have worked without the pronouns part? Like, could they not have had that part without them talking about pronouns? Like, could this episode not have been a good episode on whatever the mission is in that episode without the pronouns part? Like, why are we trying to force parents to have these conversations with their kids? That is not an easy conversation for parents to have. That is something that most parents don't even understand. So now you're forcing parents to talk about something that they don't even know how to explain to their kids, all because you want to push your ideology onto children. And if this is something to where you want an LGBTQ family to learn about this stuff through your TV shows, why hide it in the show? Instead, have a category on Netflix for that. So therefore, parents know what their kids are watching. Parents have an idea of what their kids are seeing. You're putting your ideologies in the middle of a show that looks like just a everyday kids cartoon.
Although we finally found a file for a Bailey Del Vecchio. Is 32 Burn Hill Road?
I'm gonna be real with y'all parents, man. You're gonna have to have the conversation with your kids. It was so many things our parents could censor us from, like Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, them shows. Don't get me wrong, they had their stuff in there. It's not like we had innocent TV when we were kids. Certain conversations your parents eventually knew they was gonna have to have with you. These are new conversations that we didn't even know we was going to have to teach our kids or have with our kids, let alone somebody had with us. So us as parents, we're still learning how to even register all of this. and then pass it to our kids to understand as well. Today's day and time, I'm gonna be real with y'all, with this whole cancel Netflix and stuff. Yeah, you know, you can cancel your Netflix and all that, but best believe you're gonna be canceling Disney Channel, you're gonna be canceling YouTube, you're gonna be canceling everything, because these ideologies of gender and sexuality is literally in everything now. So it's gonna get to a point where your kids, they're gonna have to learn it somewhere. So instead of trying to cancel everything, explain it to your kids. It sucks because it's like, damn, why we got to do this so early? It's either we teach our kids or these cartoons are going to teach our kids or their friends are going to teach our kids. So me personally, when I first heard about all of this, I sat my daughter down and I had a whole conversation about this stuff. What I don't want her to do is roam the world with a question that I never brought up because I was too uncomfortable to talk about it. But the world is pushing it in front of her. Like my daughter's school, they even passed out permission slips to see if the parents will allow their child to participate in a class that was going to teach them about the different genders that they can represent themselves as. I kindly declined because I have not explained this to my child. But it has gotten to a point that I've realized I can't keep pushing off this conversation, because the world is really going to push it onto her. I can sit here and be like, I'm mad about it, but it is the reality. So parents, I advise y'all to have these conversations with your kids. Explain to them how you want them to perceive this when they see it, because they will see it. And we can only do so much blocking.
We all need to cancel Netflix, because I'm gonna keep it real. Gen Z, we are not kids anymore. We need to be invested in what's going on in the world.
But before we get into that, I found a way that y'all can make some side hustle money on your phones. But the only thing is that you have to play games on your phones. And I know that a lot of people do not like playing games on their phone and stuff like that, but this is an easy way to make some bread. Even if you can only make an extra $100 or $200 a month, that could pay a couple bills just by playing games on your phone. And if you click my link in the description below or in the comments below, you could start out with a free $5. These companies are literally paying people just for y'all to play games on your phone. That is crazy. But just try it out. Go peep the games that they have. If you don't like it, hey, it is what it is. But I say it's worth a try.
There's going to be one person in the comments that is not going to agree with what I said. It is my opinion.
That's my opinion!
Collectively, we all need to cancel Netflix, because I'm gonna keep it real. Gen Z, we are not kids anymore. We need to be invested in what's going on in the world. Now, disclaimer, I have no problem with the gays, with all gender appropriations. I have no problem with y'all, because y'all do y'all and I do me. Netflix came out with a TV show for kids that talks about, you know, being trans and gay and all that thing. Now, I'm not saying they can't be who they are, but at a young age, you don't want to confuse a kid. Now, if my child ever decides to transition, be gay, I'm gonna let them do them, but I want them to learn that on their own. I don't want the media swaying them into believing this is what you need to be. There's a difference between pushing that on kids and letting kids discover it on their own. Like if your child under 10 has that curiosity.
And that's what I was saying when I say I'm starting to see that more than I'm seeing heterosexual relationships. I'm starting to see that more than it's almost as if I can't watch a show without it having some type of gender something in there or some type of sexuality something in there. So it doesn't feel like y'all are just trying to make everybody feel equal. It feels like more so it's being pushed, it's being forced. Like I watched a show the other day, and I watched a show on Netflix the other day, and the main character was a transgender. It wasn't hidden in the show that there was transgenders in the show. It wasn't hidden or nothing. So I can make the conscious decision on whether or not I'm gonna keep watching this, which I did. But when you start sliding stuff into shows or sliding extra messages into shows and then like quickly passing over it, it's kind of like, why did you just sneak that in there? Like, why are you making this seem like this episode's about something else, but you're trying to push a narrative in it as well?
Curiosity. You as a parent should be able to explain what that is. Now, if they're like 18 or whatever, by then they should know who they kind of want to be a little bit. You know, they're finding themselves a little bit. So there's no problem with that. We don't need to confuse children nowadays because it's scary out here. I honestly want to hear what the executives at Netflix have to say about this, because why would they even approve that? Yes, we're all for inclusivity, but baby, there's a certain point where we need to keep a PG-13. Would you allow your kid to watch that show?
Me personally, I want my kids to just be kids. I don't want them to be focused on sexuality and genders. I don't want them focused on that stuff. I want my kids to just be focused on being kids. Now, I mean, eating candy, playing outside, just having fun. I don't want y'all focused on sexuality and trying to understand it and having those conversations with your friends. That's not what I want from my children. Have your childhood. There is a time and place. There is going to be a time in your life where you're going to have these conversations. But the fact that TV is now pushing it, it is forcing it onto kids is like, bro, why?
Oh, people are canceling their Netflix subscription because of this? Are you fucking kidding me? For the people that don't know what I'm talking about, let me update you. So, I mean, I've had Netflix for, I don't know, a long time. A long fucking time. Ever since Netflix was $8 a month is when I started to have Netflix. Tell me why we as a whole are just such delicate snowflakes. And there are reasons that are good for canceling the subscription, but these reasons that I see people doing it for, you see it in every other movie. So Netflix has a lot of children's movies on it, and this is the part that I could see why they would do it. So in children's movies, for the past forever now, they have been adding in adult jokes, so that way when the adults watch the children movies with their child,
that used to be
they
on
can also get a
Nickelodeon.
laugh out of it
Drake
too.
and Josh.
If you didn't know that, nobody is sensitized anymore. Children know about this shit now. There was a certain scene in a movie that people, this is one of the reasons, by the way. There's a certain scene in a movie where there's two females, they're cartoon characters, and they end up making out. They're giving each other smooches on the lips, and because of that, they want to cancel the Netflix subscription. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry, we watched SpongeBob before, right? We know what's in SpongeBob, right? There's like an unbelievable amount of children's shows that your child still watches to this day, and it still has these jokes in it. It still has these other identifiers that maybe it's not for children. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you canceling your Netflix subscription is not going to get rid of that shit. It's in, like, almost every movie now. But as usual, if there's anything else that comes out about this, I'll be sure to let you know.
I actually agree with what he's saying. It is in everything. The best thing we can do is talk to our kids. Constantly canceling stuff and trying to hide them from certain stuff. Eventually, you're going to run out of cancels. I mean, there's only so many things you could cancel. You got to realize the things that you're canceling right now are also things that you're finding out about. You don't know about the conversations that the kids are having on the bus. You don't know about those things. You don't know about the cartoon that your kid may be watching on YouTube and they don't bring it to you. You don't know about that unless you sit there and watch the show with them. So the best thing to do is have a conversation with your kids. Now, I mean, this is the way of the world. Just like everything else that we wish we didn't have to deal with, this is one of those things that you're going to have to talk to your kids about it. You're going to talk to your kids about it in your version of it.
Well. It seems Netflix has lost $16 billion in the past week. That's billion with a B. Billion. 16 billion.
That's a lot. That's
a lot of people
money.
are saying that if you go woke, you go broke. But, this ideology has been proven time and time again that the minority is not the majority, and the majority will always speak every single time. Now, this is not opposed to be transphobic, homophobic, or anything like that. Whatever you want to do with the soul you were given to have this human experience, do you, buddy. However, I agree. I don't think it needs to be really pushed that hard. You can be, homosexual, you can be lesbian, you can be whatever you want to be when you grow up. Exactly, when you grow up. Yeah, remember that part, though. So, I don't really want my children getting on Netflix seeing anything about trans children. Anybody the age of 18 or above who wants to make those decisions for themselves, awesome. It don't need to be pushed on Netflix. So, yeah, $16 billion loss.
I'm going to just outright say this. A lot of people's going to unfollow me for this video. A lot of people going to unsubscribe to me for the... A lot of people are going to unsubscribe to me for this video. All right. So if you have been watching my videos, but you have not pressed the subscribe button, this is the best time to press the subscribe button. All right. Because there's going to be some people that don't agree with me so hard that they're going to unsubscribe and say, I don't want to see this guy again. He has hate in his heart. I have zero hate in my heart. But I parent the way I parent. And you can parent the way you parent. I strongly believe that people can do whatever they want with their lives. Like literally, you can say that, hey, I'm blue instead of black. That's what you believe? Whatever. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That got zero to do with me. When I put my pants on, I brush my teeth, and you think you blue instead of red, it is what it is. Whatever. That's what you doing underneath your crib. That's what you doing at your house. You want to have relationships with whoever you want to have, that ain't got nothing to do with me. It ain't for me to judge who you are, judge who you think you are, but I don't want your beliefs being forced onto my kids, because my kids are my responsibility. Same way your kids is your responsibility. But anyways, y'all, that's the video, man. I really want to see what y'all got to say in the comments below. I hope I didn't offend nobody, because y'all allowed to be whoever the hell y'all want to be in this lifetime. But me personally, if it was up to me, my kids will only see what I want my kids to see. But sadly, that's not the world that we live in. The world does not respect your parenting when you're not around. Therefore, I have to have hard conversations with my kids. Should it be like that? I don't think so, but it is. We are in the world of the internet. Kids have access to stuff just at the touch of their thumbs. And you may strip it away from your kids in your household, but when they get to school, when they on the bus, you can't control what other kids are showing them. You can't control what they see out in public. All right, so it's best to just have these conversations with your kids, as awkward and weird as it may be. Push your beliefs onto your kids early, because the world does not care how early it is for your kids. They will push their beliefs onto your kids. All right, but anyways, y'all, like I say in all of my videos, if you want to make some side hustle money just playing games on your phone, click the link in the description below or in the comments below. You can make a couple $100 just by playing some games on your phone. That could pay a phone bill or two. Just try it out. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. If you catch yourself making some money, keep making your money. Anyways, y'all, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications and all that good stuff, man. Just hit y'all with a double upload. I hope y'all appreciate this one, all right? Hey, man, it's been your boy, Ty Boogie. Until next time, man, I'm out of here. Peace.